Okay, we're now joined by Denny Hamlin. We'll get to as many questions as we can before Byron comes in here for his poll winners press conference. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll start up here to Zach, and then John, and then Dalton, and then Bob.
Zach Sterniolo, NASCAR.com. Denny, first and foremost, what happened rolling off pit road there for qualifying?
Car didn't start.
Any idea why at this point?
No, well, any one of the three issues that we've had week in, week out, it's one of those.
What was the car like for you during practice? Obviously, you had speed to get the pole, but
I thought it was good. I thought the tire's good. Definitely the tire Goodyear brought here was definitely a good choice, and whatever they developed there, I thought was, kind of rewound the clock back to what it was. I feel like, 15 years ago. Just definitely have to manage the car. All the drivers are going to have to, do their job tomorrow to make it last. And so we'll see how it goes.
So, Bob?
Bob Hockers, Fox Sports. Are you kind of resigned that you might be starting from the rear tomorrow?
No, I hope not. I don't know. I mean, you got to know what the problem is before you can actually fix it. I don't know that we know what the problem is.
And spent all day Tuesday and Wednesday in settlement, and then Thursday morning in court. I mean, how much did that? I mean, I know you've had days of depositions and other things, but has that impacted you at all this week? Are you drained or?
I'm
anything?
tired. I mean, but I didn't stop working. I was just at the shop till 9, 10 o'clock. That's I go from court to the shop. So we're don't stop. I'm prepared.
We'll go to John, newbie, then up to Jordan.
Johnny with Savage Ventures. This is kind of a little bit off the wall, but it's for a story I'm working on. I was curious, do you remember when you guys first started doing the banner ceremonies at the shop? Because I was told it had something to do with Carl.
I don't remember, but it certainly wasn't. It was a certain time and point, but I just don't know exactly when that was.
Okay, then just following up on that, obviously all the wins that you've had at the shop, does the importance of those ceremonies, seeing the contributions you've made to the team, does that ever fade with time, or does that still exist because these are just so hard to win?
I mean, from my standpoint, I run out of things to say. I mean, I thank them, and I try to get as creative as I can, and each win's a little bit different. But yeah, you don't get to see those. You don't get to see the carpet walkers that often, right? The ones that are up on the second floor and they're not touching the race car, and the competition side over on the other side, and you got people in the fab shop. You just don't see those folks that often, so it's an opportunity for us to kind of see them face to face and thank them, where otherwise the only other time we have to thank them is essentially in victory lane or at the Christmas party at the end of the year. So it's just our only shot. But we try to do our best to show our appreciation, because we know that it's our face time with them.
Thank you.
Up to Jordan.
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic. How would you characterize the settlement talks on Tuesday and Wednesday?
I mean, it was okay the first day, not great the second day. I don't know. It didn't end in any resolution, unfortunately.
What hurdles do you think remain in reaching a settlement and preventing this case from going to trial?
Say that again.
What hurdles do you think remain to prevent this case from going to trial?
Just days in the week. That's it. That's it. It's just a countdown at this point.
You're optimistic that it could be a settlement?
Listen, I don't know. I think both sides probably feel strong about their case. I think you sat in the courtroom, you heard the arguments. I'll let you form your own opinion, but I think one of us is on a suicide mission.
Go to Dalton.
Hey, Denny Hamlin with Front Stretch. You've been in this position before, going to the championship 4 already and going to go fight for championship at Phoenix. But with everything you got going on off the track and getting 60 wins, why is this year different? Why? And I'm sure you feel like you're going to win the championship. Why is this year the year that you do it?
It's week to week. I don't know. I wish I could tell you that. We're just faster or things are. I don't know. I think we have an equal chance as Corey Hahn, who's dominated his season. So, he's still, got a 25% chance. And that's what we're going to have next week. But, I'm optimistic about the way we're running. But, these, NASCAR races come down to sometimes things that are unpredictable. And so you just hope that the things out of your control don't inhibit you in any kind of way. But I think on the racetrack, we can do our jobs. If we do our jobs, I think we'll be one of the guys that will contend next week.
And follow up, now that you do have those 60 wins, what's your next milestone?
I'm not really sure. I probably need to think about it in the off season. Truthfully, thinking about the amount of races that are left. But I mean, there's goals, right? I haven't won at Indy. That's one that certainly that comes to the top of mind that I'd love to accomplish. And I don't know. I live to go fast every weekend and try to beat everyone else. And so it's just every win from here on out is just going to be special, and certainly, I'm going to cherish them.
Bruce?
The last couple of years here, you ended up on the wrong side of the cut line. Just how big a relief after you won at Vegas was it? I don't have to suffer through that this year at Martinsville.
Yeah, it feels good to come here and not have to worry about it all. I mean, I think that certainly the way it's shaping up from what I've seen today in practice, I don't think that any one of those guys are safe. None of them. So I think it's going to come down to the wire and see who wins this thing. But we know that two are in, but I think everyone else is just up for grabs. It's going to be close.
And earlier today, Joey Logano described it as the drivers that have to win to get in. It becomes sometimes a test of morals. What are you willing to do? And how much of that comes into play? Because you've been in that position before to, have to move somebody out or consider doing something in order to get there.
Yeah, I think what makes this one actually unique is that you've got four that know they have to win. When you have, and I think in years past we've had probably one or two that had to win, and then we had a lot of guys that were just iffy on points, kind of dependent on their day. I think this is so cut and dry that there's six that I think believe they have to win the race, because more than likely, if a Kyle Larson or a Christopher Bell runs second, I think they believe they're going to run second to one of those guys in the bottom four, and so then it's a race between each other. So there's just a lot of different storylines and plots, and hopefully y'all are doing a really good job of telling that story.
And we'll wrap right here.
Denny, Jermaine Farrell, WFXR in Roanoke. I got to ask you this, and I think we talked about this before. Obviously, you're definitely into Phoenix, but you talk about working on some things. Is there anything specific or particular you're working on to get ready for Phoenix? The list is too long, and I can't tip my hat on that. But getting better is the short answer. Just I think as a driver, I've always thought that Phoenix is kind of not been my strong suit as necessarily as a driver, even though it kind of is in my wheelhouse of shorter flat tracks. So half the focus has been on myself more so than just trying to get everything I can out of the car.
All right. Thank you, Denny. Appreciate it.